Hey everyone, this is PrinceBrightstar and welcome to Final Fantasy XIV Stormblood. Now it's early morning where I am, so my voice initially is going to be quieter than normal. However, I did plan to do a few things before we actually get going on the main scenario quest, so hopefully that will get us to the point where I can start talking a bit louder. Also, please keep in mind, as the title of this livestream states, this is a spoiler cast. As such, I will not be skipping any cutscenes in either the Paladin job quests or the main scenario quests. I'm not certain how long I'm going to be going for today. However, I do plan to take regular breaks such as safety stretches, having meals, and getting proper sleep. Yes, I don't expect us to finish in one day. Now, when I first logged in here, I found that the queue was at about 3,000. So it's definitely been interesting kind of waiting for things to kind of get going here. It's been kind of incrementing down 100 players every few seconds. Oh, here we go. So it wasn't that long of a wait, I'll say that much. But it's definitely a good thing I got in when I did. Now in this particular case, I did log out last by sleeping in an inn. Specifically so I could get that rested experience going. So hopefully this will be, hopefully we'll be able to at least get through at least a few levels today. I didn't get all the sleep that I wanted to last night, but I'm hoping the adrenaline is going to push me through most of the stuff today. Alright, and it is a bright and beautiful day in DRAVANIA. And yes, this is the outfit that I typically wear. Alright, so, Oath Gauge unlocked. I'm not going to rush through anything here. We got plenty of time here. So, Oath Gauge. This symbol indicates the defensive stance Shield Oath is in effect. Shield Oath reduces damage taken, while reducing damage dealt and increasing enmity. This symbol indicates the offensive stance Sword Oath is in effect, dealing additional damage after each auto attack. The Oath Gauge displays the current strength of the Paladin's Sword and Shield Oath. A Strong Oath is required to execute several select actions such as Sheltron acquired at level 52 and Intervention acquired at level 62, and will grow weaker upon using them. A Sword Oath grows stronger each time an auto attack lands. A Shield Oath stronger each time an attack is blocked. And we can check this out via the actions and traits. Now, before we do anything else, let me head into the system configuration here. I do need to make sure I set these right here, just in case anything clicks off the game screen. I did want to take a quick look through the rest of the options in here, just in case there's anything I need to be aware of. My understanding is right now they've implemented a 30-minute timer for automatic AFK logouts, so I'm going to try to avoid that as best as I can. I do want to try to clean this thing up, though, if I can. Can we just simply turn this off? No. So unlike other functions in the game, you can't actually turn it off. So I'm going to have to place this where it's not going to be in my way here. Probably... I guess I'll put it down here for now. Really, the only thing I need to see is actually that bar. I can still see, if you look carefully here, we can still see that Shield Oath is still activated up here. So, really, the only thing I really need to see here is this little bar here. I'm wondering, though, if there is a way to maybe stack that below these things here. If I could do that, that would probably be best. No, it doesn't seem like I can actually do that here. Alright, we'll just leave that as is for now then. In terms of my gear, so I basically come into this with a full set of Shire gear. just because of the changes that were being made to change parry into tenacity. I'm really curious to see how that's going to play out here. Here we go. Tenacity affects the amount of physical and magical damage dealt and received, as well as HP restored. The higher the value, the more damage dealt, the more HP restored, and the less damage taken. Only applicable when role is tank, and that is what I am here. Let's see here. And they did get rid of the attribute points as well here, I learned. So that's an interesting change. And you can see here they've changed how they're listing the Disciples of War and Magic versus the Disciples of Land and Hand. Hey there, welcome. Thanks for tuning in so early here. Okay, so before we actually get going with the main scenario quest, there's a couple of things I wanted to take care of here. Before I logged out last time, I took it upon myself to complete a ton of quests here. One thing that you learn if you've been playing MMOs for a really long time is you never complete all of the quests in an area, and that way you can basically store up a ton of them for when the next expansion comes out and just give yourself an instant experience boost, and that's what we're going to take advantage of right now here. The other thing you'll notice here is I don't use a shield as a paladin. I know that's a really weird thing, but I've got basically my my animal weapon here, and I am technically carrying a shield, but I'm using a heroic spirit shield, which basically hides the shield itself from being seen. What can I say? I like being able to just back-end an enemy rather than bashing a shield at it. All right, so let's first get out of here. Yeah, definitely. We'll be getting there soon enough. I've just got some maintenance items I gotta take care of here first. Alright, like I said, there were like about 3,000 people in front of me here. We got in here pretty quick here today. So let's see here. So, let's start by heading for ISHGARD. And we're gonna start by turning in all these leave quests. They've also got this marker up here, which is really nice. If you haven't completed the main scenario yet, you can basically see what the next quest is and where it's actually located. Alright, so let's turn in all of these. Alright, and we're just going to get a bunch of stuff here right now. And that's the first thing I wanted to look for here. I wanted to specifically see that this was going up, because if it wasn't, I was not going to turn these in just yet. Oh, nice. We've already completed a challenge here today. And there's an achievement. Okay, so it looks like that's it. So, already, we are about a fifth of the way to level 61. Now let's go ahead and head to the other areas and turn in the other quests we've got. So there's one down in this area down here. Sorry about this. Nothing I can do about that. I think we should be getting to the end of that soon. Yeah, there we go. Alright, so it seems like some of the actions have been changed here in my key binding, so I do want to fix that real quick. Actually, I'm not seeing it in here. Oh, here it is. Yeah, I'm just gonna wipe that out for now. Actually, we can't do that. Alright, give me a moment. I was kind of expecting this kind of thing to happen here, because it is a new expansion. I just gotta figure something out here. Oh, here we go. Right-click to clear. That's what we need. Perfect. Alright, let's start turning in these quests. And we're going to start getting all these different items here. We'll take care of those once we finish collecting all the quest rewards. Now there should be one more. Oh, that's actually not an ISHGARD. Okay. Alright, let us... Let's head for the Sea of Clouds. I'm actually not sure where that's trying to point us now. And I do have 99 Aetheryte tickets for free travel. I've also got a bunch more of the seals that I'm going to need if I need to get more of those. I don't think we'll be locked out of coming back here to Eorzea. Now, as we're going here, I'm also going to be fixing my hotbar, because as you can see, we got these actions that we can't use anymore. Okay, there's that one. I expect this is probably going to take us around 15 to 20 minutes to clear through all these quests. Okay, now let's head over to... Okay, Zundu. I know this seems a little strange to do this now, but I would rather not get locked out of the first dungeon if I can help it. There's a little bit of lag, but it's not that bad from what I'm seeing here. Well, the chat that you're seeing down here, the number 1 here is the Hunt Link shell that I'm in, and I'll be keeping an eye on that as we go here, because I expect that hunts are probably going to be linked to some of the initial new gear that you can get once we hit level 70. I'm just clicking through this. All this content here really is just side quests Alright, and we're not going to be taking on new quests here. We're just turning these in. There we go. Alright, so that should be it for the Sea of Clouds. Let's head for the Dravanian Forelands now. Alright, here we are in Tailfeather. I think that's it for Tailfeather. Now let's head over to Annex Shrine. Alright, and we need to head up here. Nothing in here, they're all upstairs. Here we are. I don't really see a difference in any of these here. Okay, there's one left in the area. Ah, that's right, it's outside. Where's the little guy? Oh, he's out here. But as you can see, we're almost at half a level already. Alright, that takes care of this area. Let's head for the Churning Mists next. Actually, before we do that, I'm going to silence my music, because I don't know if Square Enix reset what I did previously. To deal with the Dragon Song music. And I'd rather not take that risk. That they start trying to claim the video. It's just this area in here. Once we get out of here, I'll turn it back on. Once again, I'm just clearing out my quest log so I can get all the experience that I saved up for here, so we can get an early boost on that. We are almost done with this. Okay, I think it should be safe for me to re-enable the music now. There we go. Now my plan is to check on if there is a Paladin quest once we finish this up, and then take care of that so we don't have to worry about that later on. And then once we check on that, then we'll head for Stormblood. I'm just trying to grab the stuff that's going to give us the best boosts. I do have plenty of food with me for our journey, so we don't have to worry too much, but it will be nice to have that just in case we happen to run into... in case this takes a lot longer than I thought it was going to take. Got this one over here. Alright, and now we just kind of have to fly around the area a bit here to turn in the rest of them. This is actually how I always look on my main character. This is not on Sargatanis. This is actually on Balmung, where my main character is. We're probably only going to be going back to that character in the future if we're covering older content, which I do plan to eventually do, like the level 50 and 60 dungeons and raids. But this is typically how I actually look. Not to mention I like the Godbird look, kinda. But I at least have respect to keep my pants on, as it were. Besides, we're headed to a new continent, we're headed to a new country. You want to at least show a little respect. You don't want to be going into a new area and basically only wearing a subligar. And the other thing is that it doesn't affect my stats in any way if you're not aware of the glamour system. Not to mention, I kind of feel like the scales do kind of give me a little bit of something extra there. Thanks, I appreciate it. Just a few more quests in this area. There we go. And one more. Also, I did just pop my sprint there. It's really nice that that doesn't remove my TP anymore. So I'll be able to just hit that and run around if necessary. And not have to worry about my combos or anything like that. Alright, that does it for this area. Let's now head for Mordona. Because we got one quest there as well. All these old abilities I'm going to drop onto this bar here. And then I'm going to hide that after. Oh wow, Mordona is really busy right now. Okay, I'm not certain where the turn-in point is on this one here, but that's fine. We will look into that later on. Anyway, let's head for UL'DAH. Okay, and it looks like Genlin's is there and he's ready to give us a quest. Ah, Prince. Precisely the man I wish to see. I have something in my care for you. An invitation to a fighting tournament to be held at the Colosseum. Not just any tournament, mind you, but the prestigious UL Cup, founded by His Royal Majesty Sasagan ul Sisagan, first Sultan of UL'DAH. 'Tis nigh as old as the nation itself. Lest you wonder why you are unfamiliar with so old and prestigious a tournament, it's because it has not been held in generations. At the Sultana's behest, it has been revived, and she now extends an invitation to Eorzea's finest swordsmen. It stands to reason that your name would appear among the exalted company, and doubt not but that her grace shall be pleased for your participation. So, can we expect you to fight in the tournament? Sure. Where do I sign up? Wonderful. By witnessing you in combat, I dare say all of us Sultan Swarm, both fresh recruits and veterans alike, stand to gain something in our duty to protect. The champion will be awarded a tome said to hold the secret techniques of the first captain of the Sultan Swarm. With such an enticing prize on offer, no small number of invitees have already confirmed their participation, I myself included. You should confirm yours as well by making yourself known to the tournament registrar on Royal Promenade. And that right there is the new quest theme. Alright, let's take care of the rest of these. And now let's see if we can hide this. There we go. Okay. Now, I do want to reorder things a little bit here. Let's see here. Just bear with me for a moment. And I believe we have some other actions we need to look into as well here. Yeah, here we go, role actions. So, you have learned a role action. Role actions are spells and weapon skills that are assigned to all the classes within a role: tank, melee, DPS, range, DPS, healer, rather than a specific class. So this replaces the old cross-class abilities that we had before. Role actions are learned in the same manner as class actions via leveling, but only need to be learned once to be able to use them with all participating classes within a role. So I'm going to get rid of all these since I can't use them anymore. And now let's go with Rampart. Actually, no, we need to do Provoke first. Provoke, Rampart, Anticipation, no, Reprisal, Anticipation, and Ultimatum. There we go. Alright, so Provoke is going to go there. Actually, Provoke's going to go there. Ultimatum's going there. Anticipation goes over here. And Reprisal goes up here. Let's see here. I'm just looking through these here real quick. We got... Okay, we need that. There we go. That should be good. And we also have some new skills as well. Alright, we've got all of those. Job, here we go. So, Total Eclipse. This is the new AoE for Paladin. And there we go, that's how it works. It's kind of interesting, when I went through the last of the Paladin job quests, one of the enemies I was fighting used this ability that basically shot out a red thing all across the field. I thought that was going to be the new Paladin AoE, but instead it's this, and I'm not complaining. The potency on it is actually decent. Oh, some of the stuff I put up is still selling. Okay. Let me just see if there's anything else I'm missing. We'll have to put spirits within over here, I guess. I'll figure this all out as I'm going here. But that should be it. Actually, wait. I I typically don't use cover that often, so I'll put that up there, that goes there. Okay, I think we should be good now. Alright, let's continue on. Greetings to you, good sir. You are come to enter the Old Cup. Your invitation, if you would be so kind. Yes, everything appears to be in order. On behalf of the committee, I bid you welcome to the tournament. Wait, you're participating too? To think that I might have the chance to cross swords with a fabled hero such as you. The tournament cannot begin soon enough. You needn't wait long, for the opening ceremony will begin any time now. I am told a number of participants have already gathered before the Gladiators Guild. Perhaps you might like to join them? Alright, to the Gladiators Guild then. Prince, it's so good to see you. Am I correct in assuming that you are participating in the tournament? Wonderful. Raw though I still am, I also received an invitation. Captain Genlin's work, I suspect. But know that I do not intend to simply make up the numbers. Since last we met, I have trained without cease. Such improvements I have made, I hope to demonstrate to you in a rematch. He was the main character that we were working with in the last Paladin quest, or rather throughout Heavensward. You got business with me? Too bad, I've got none with you. Leave me be and find someone else to bother, like Mila. You're fighting in the tournament? You look pretty strong, but it's Black Altus that's gonna win. That's Lotus, Black Lotus. Yeah, what he said. He's the strongest and he always protects me. If you fight him, you better watch out. Alright, looks like they're having an issue with the duty finder. That's fine for now. I don't expect that we're gonna need to access that immediately here. Ah, Prince, have you spoken with the captain? He is holding on to your invitation. Already entered. Marvelous. We are all looking forward to witnessing your skills at arms. And if the gods are good, I shall witness them up close and personal. Ah, Prince, a pleasure as always. Are you perchance entering the tournament? Well then, this has become infinitely more interesting. Lest you wonder, I am joining the field as a representative of the Temple Knights. For the honor of our order, I have every intention of winning. Do not hold back, my friend, because neither will I. And what can I do for you this most beauteous of mornings? Shall I sign your flyer with my mark, perhaps? A contestant, really? Well then, you would do well to pray you are not drawn against me. Before my beauteous skills, your defeat is all but assured. Okay, so cool, that's all that. And now let's speak with Mila. Well, if it isn't Prince, that you would visit us at this juncture could only mean one thing. You're entering the Old Cup. Good, good. You are one of our very best, and it pleases me to see you continue seeking new challenges. And mark my words, this will be a challenge the likes of which you have never experienced. The tournament brings together the realm's finest. If you are to rise above them, nothing less than complete preparation will suffice. Speaking of preparations, have you been apprised of the rules? Then allow me to explain. The tournament is elimination. You lose, you go home. You win, you advance to the next match, and on it goes until a champion emerges. Combatants are initially divided into two groups, NALD and THAL. Sounds fancy, but they're simply labels given to two branches of the tournament tree. Look, Prince, one of your potential opponents. Knowing is half the battle, and you do well to learn all you can of the competition. Oh dear, is it that time already? The opening ceremony is about to commence. Shall we then? Indeed we shall. Ladies and gentlemen, today I bid you welcome to the Colosseum for a truly special event. To introduce it, it gives me great pleasure to call upon Her Royal Majesty Nanamo Ulnamo. Generations ago, my ancestors, Sasagun Ul'Sisagun, founded a tournament to celebrate the skill of our nation's finest swordsmen. 100 years have passed since it was last held. By this declaration, I do hereby revive the Old Cup. Let it be known that all proceeds from this event shall go towards our continuing refugee relief efforts. My dear combatants, my fellow citizens, and I look forward to an inspiring performance from all of you. May NALD THAL give strength to your sword arms. Thank you, Your Grace. Next, I would invite Master Adrian, Colosseum columnist for the Mithril Eye, to share some insights into our combatants. What are your impressions of the field, Adrian? Well, Dor, I'd say it's as diverse a field as I've seen on the Blood Sands. In addition to everyone's favorite gladiators and your friendly neighborhood, Sultansworn, we have an ISHGARDian knight as well as an acclaimed adventurer. Truly a colorful cast of characters, all of whom bring their unique take on swordplay. With such an eclectic mix of fighting styles clashing, would you say that we're in for a veritable treat for the senses? Yes, I would, Dower. At this stage, it's anyone's guess who will claim the title, but one thing is certain. When the match bell rings, you cannot afford to bat your eyelids. Keep watching this space, for the preliminary rounds are about to begin. Alright. Okay, so the next Paladin quest will be available from Mila upon reaching level 63. Okay, so we're not actually doing anything with the cup, it's just something that we're going to go through as we progress in leveling up to level 70 here. The requirements for undertaking subsequent quests can be reviewed in your journal. Alrighty. And so with that, I would say it is time for us to get on the road to the main scenario quest. So once again, this is going to be a spoiler cast. By watching this stream, you are agreeing to be spoiled for Final Fantasy XIV Stormblood. And of course, while you may be watching this and enjoying it, please be respectful to other players that are not joining in just yet, and may not join in until after the early access period is over. So, let us head inside the Rising Stones. That's quite a bit of experience there that we just got for that quest there. But we are halfway through the first level here, so hopefully we'll hit 61 fairly early on.
The question is, how will the Empire respond to the disappearance of Omega and the Primal? Oh, I didn't see you there. Forgive me. Word from Baelsar's wall is proving long in the coming, and my mind cannot help but stray to grim places.
Alphino, a message from the Alliance.
It's about time. Pray summon the others at once.
Yes, sir.
General UL'DAH reports that his forces have secured the breach in Baelsar's wall.
And what of the Primal and Omega?
There is still no sign of either at this time. He writes that they will begin a more thorough investigation shortly. And, as expected, he wishes to petition the aid of the Scions of the Seventh Dawn.
As expected.
The Alliance's decision to capture a part of Baelsar's wall is open to interpretation.
The wall serves to demarcate Imperial territory, Alamigo included, from the rest of Eorzea. To an observer, the Alliance's actions could be seen as a prelude to invasion.
Indeed. And the Alliance leaders have no wish to be branded invaders.
You're saying they won't fight for Alamigo? Even after everything that's happened?
Not without the consent of her people, no. Make no mistake, Lise. The Alliance is in complete agreement that the Empire must be purged from Eorzea. However, they will not set foot in UL'DAH until they have formally secured the consent and cooperation of the Alamigan opposition.
They would have us act as intermediaries.
Precisely. The Scions are uniquely qualified to serve in this capacity. That is to say, Lise's, given her personal connection to the Resistance. Who better than you to broker an agreement between the Alliance and the people of Alamigo? Assuming you are willing, of course.
Of course I am. You know I'd like nothing more.
As for who should accompany you on said diplomatic mission, I had a mind to volunteer myself.
Well, that covers the talking part. But you just know there'll be trouble along the way. Are you available?
Of course. As if you have to ask.
Thanks. It means a lot knowing you'll be there.
I too shall accompany you. Such endeavors are seldom hampered by a surfeit of healers.
Good point. Allow me to offer my services as well. I have spent quite enough time here of late, so I'll be coming, but we will need someone to keep an eye on things. I trust you have no objections?
None, my lady. Gladly shall I continue to serve as caretaker of the Waking Sands, and there keep watch for signs of primal and Ascian activity both.
Really, it's because you still need to give out the quest for the extreme primals back in A Realm Reborn.
As capable as my learned friend undoubtedly is, there are some troubles that may prove too much for a single scion, on account of which I mean to stay.
It is settled then. Let us each see to our preparations.
Alright, let's speak to Alphino.
Ready, my friend? Well then. Tataru, I leave the rising stones in your capable hands.
Don't worry, Alphino. I'll see that the place is still standing when you come back.
Mistress Y'shtola has unfolded all. You are bound for DRAVANIA?
Now that's funny, the way that things were left at the end of the last patch, it made it seem like they had already left for Doma, so it's interesting to see them here still.
Aye. The Alliance would have us make contact with the Alamigan Resistance as soon as possible.
It begins then. As soon it shall in Doma, if the gods are good. 'Tis but a pity it must be now. I am sorry that we shall not be present to fight beside you in the battles to come.
You have stood with us countless times, Lady Yugiri. Pray do not apologize.
Then let us thank you instead. You and yours stood with us from the first, when we came to this land as refugees in search of sanctuary. Loath am I to think what might have become of my people, had you not extended to us the hand of friendship. We will never forget. This I solemnly swear.
Much has changed since first you set foot on these shores. Revenant's toll stands as a testament to that. I'm sure your people will manage in your absence.
Indeed. They have built a new home for themselves and no longer need me to shepherd them. The time has come for Kozetsu and I to return to our master, to our home.
I know how you feel. It's time I went home too.
Though our battlefields be 1,000 mounds apart, our purpose is one. That all men hearken to the clarion call of freedom, of liberation, from Eorzea to the far east, that they may rise up and cast down the curse of Garlemald.
Take care, you hear me? When all of this is over, we're going to celebrate, together. Just you wait.
I should like that very much. Fare you well.
A 1,000 malms apart, yet united in purpose. Let us pray both our endeavors meet with success. Shall we then? Wait, not just yet. I knew I'd forgotten something important. Lise, could you come with me? Me? What, now? Alright then, if you insist. I get the feeling Tataru has another outfit to give out. And indeed it appears to be the case. What do you think? As you can see, I designed it to be light and loose, an outfit tailor-made to the needs of a skilled fighter like Lise. Your work never ceases to impress. Much more of this, and I may have to stop introducing you as the Scion's receptionist and start referring to you as our preeminent seamstress. It's lovely, Tataru, thank you. I feel like I could take on a legion. I'm glad you like it, and with that, I'll delay you no longer. Safe travels. Then onward to DRAVANIA. Our first stop will be at ABALATHIA'S spire in the East Shroud. Alrighty, so let us make our way over to the East Shroud. Alright, and we can already see the speed boost that they were implying was going to go into the game are already in at this point here. All are present and accounted for. When you are ready, my friend, pray inform the officer that we wish to proceed into DRAVANIA. Okay. One last thing I want to do here before we get going, actually. I want to move the oath gauge down here a little bit, just so it blends in a bit more with the other bars I've got. And that way it's a little bit more out of the way. There we go. Okay. Serpent Officer. Ah, the Scions of the Seventh Dawn. We were told to expect you. Shall I summon someone to escort you to the wall? Let us proceed to the Castrum. So is this some kind of transition?
I remember crossing the border, standing in DRAVANIA once more. Me and my fellow Scions, the warrior of light among us. Behind us, Baelsar's wall cutting the land in two. Freedom on one side, tyranny on the other. Tyranny and the promise of a new beginning. But one that could only be bought with flames and blood.
Alright, here we are, and we have a new Aether right here. Let's go ahead and touch that. There we go. Oh, hey, it's Robon. Greetings, Scions. On behalf of the Eorzean Alliance, I welcome you to Castrum Oriens. Thank you, General. We were relieved to hear that your forces secured the wall without incident. Have the Imperials made any attempt to retake this Castrum since then? None, save for a few skirmishes between our scouts and their patrols. We've had barely any contact with them. But we all know it's only a matter of time before things escalate. As if attacking Baelsar's wall weren't enough, UL'DAH summoned a primal right on their doorstep, and Garlemald is not to let such shows of defiance go unanswered. 'Twas a declaration of war, even if it was not UL'DAH's to make, and now we are bound by it, for weal or for woe. The Scions stand ready to serve, General. What would you ask of us? As stated in my message, the Alliance will not proceed without the support and cooperation of the Alamegan people. We would have you serve as our emissaries and make contact with the Resistance. Consider it done, General. We won't let you down, I swear. Then I'll leave it to you. Godspeed. Ha! Of all the Castra in the world, you walk into mine. Master Garland, what brings you here? A certain missing Allagan weapon and draconic primal, Omega and Shinryu. I think the shinobi called it. Anyway, we've been studying their trail of destruction, hoping it might lead us somewhere, which it has singularly failed to do so. Then 'tis like Omega fell to Earth in occupied territory, meaning it may already be in Imperial hands. Even so, it bears repeating that we engaged the stasis systems. Assuming the command was received and executed successfully, the weapon will be of no use to them. Assuming. We should hurry up and find it regardless. All the more reason to reach out to the Resistance. If we want to press on into DRAVANIA, we need their blessing. Everyone's counting on us. Let's not waste any more time talking. Okay. Here's the next quest. As you've probably heard, there are plenty of factions in the Resistance, so I'm taking us to see the one with the most influence. Their headquarters are located in a place called Ralger's Reach, an old temple to the east of here, across the UL'DAH River. I learned a route that should allow us to avoid Imperial patrols. Stick with me and we'll be there before you know it. Alrighty. Now let's also speak to the Chocobo Keep here. Just so we can register the location, although I don't know if we're actually going to use that at all. Now, since this is a new location, we cannot fly yet. We're going to need to find the Aether Currents for that. And for that, we have our Aether Compass. To the south. Okay. And let's use that again. To the southeast. Should be right around here. Oh, it's right there. So we need to attune to all the ones in the area in order to start flying. And we can see that there's actually quite a bit here in the fringes. Alright, let's speak to Lise. Still with me? Good. From here we'll head northeast towards the river. The water's not too deep, so we won't have to swim. Alright, and actually it's probably in my best interest if I put that on my hotbar now. Oh. Looks like we got some treants here. I don't see any soldiers. Good, let's cross. You're wondering about the tower to the south? It's part of Castellum Villadina. That's what the Imperials decided to call the old bridge after they fortified it. I call it a great big eyesore. Honestly, you can see that rotten banner from absolutely miles away. Huh. They never miss a chance to rub our noses in it, do they? Come on, we should keep moving. Alright, so how far was this one? It's basically to the south. You know, we're probably going to head there later on, so we'll pick that up later. It's nice seeing all the new enemy types around here. Okay, we got another one coming up here. Where is this one? To the southwest. Oh, it's up there. Okay. Okay. I believe this is one of Garlemald's ships. Oh, that was a quick zone. We're here. On the other side of this pass is Rhalgr's Reach. So you say, but all I see are rocks. I presume there is some sort of trick to this? Indeed, a glamour. Good eye, Y'shtola. I take it they have a talented mage in their ranks, or mayhap an artificer trained in the modification of glamour prisms? Something like that. The important thing is that it fools the Garleans. Oh, before we go in, I don't know if Tataru told you, but my friend Nego, the messenger who came to the Rising Stones, is a member of this faction. So they know us, but they shouldn't attack us on sight. That said, they can be a bit jumpy, so let me lead the way, and don't go reaching for your weapons or anything. And with a sprinkle of demasking dust, all is laid bare. Alright, let's head inside. Seems to be taking a little while here.
I remember the old stories. How the Breaker of Worlds came down from on high and cleft the earth with a single blow. Rhalga's Reach, a holy place, and a fitting home for the Resistance, for the brave and the true, the loyal sons and daughters of Alamigo. They were waiting for us there, men and women whose souls still cried out for what was lost, for what could be ours again.
Alright, let's complete this quest. You'll forgive us our precautions, but we couldn't be sure who had crossed the barrier. We see you now for who you are, though. The Scions of the Seventh Dawn. Yeah, we seem to be getting a bit of lag here. Come on. Oh wow, everyone's disconnecting here. And I can't move anymore here. We might be in the process of disconnecting here. Oh, here we go. Well, it's launch day for a new expansion. I'm kind of expecting that kind of thing to happen every now and then. Now, I would know you would not have come all the way unless you had something important to discuss, and I'm eager to hear what it is you have to say. But let's not do this on our doorstep, eh? Come with me. Alright, so, looks like this is a town. A rather big one, actually. So we're gonna head over to all the Aetheryte shards and attune to them. Or at least try to. Here we go. I think I'm actually going to turn off the mount music, given The fact that we're basically in new areas here, and I want to be able to hear that music. Oh wow, we're already finding A ranks in the new area here. I wonder... Actually, you know what? That's directly in the path of everyone. That thing's probably gonna be dead by the time we get there. Let's log this Chocobo Keep. Yeah, just talking to anybody here is causing lag here. Alright, well, let's see what this independent merchant here has. Let's see. Purchase weapons. I'm just curious what they've got. Okay, so what they've got is item level 255 stuff here. So, if you need to complete the main scenario, you can potentially have somebody pick some of that up for you. The Heaven's Word main scenario, and if your item level is still only minimum 230. Alright, so where is the actual quest guy? Here he is.
Allow me to welcome you once more to Ralga's Reach, our humble headquarters. My name is Conrad Kemp, and I have the dubious honor of overseeing operations here.
It is a pleasure to meet you, Master Kemp. I am Alphino Leveilleur of the Scions of the Seventh Dawn, as are my comrades. Before I speak of our purpose here, pray allow me to thank you for sheltering Ida, forgive me, Lys, and Papalymo at great risk to yourselves.
No, there's no need for that. They risked their necks for us enough times. 'Twas the least we could do.
I wanted to, I mean, about the mask and...
Don't fret over that. You're not the first person to take up arms against the Empire under a false name. We'd do the same if we had any sense. My condolences for your loss, child.
Papalymo laid down his life to save us, to give us a chance to make a better future for ourselves. There will never be a better time to drive the Garleans from our lands. But we have to take the lead on this. We can't leave it to fanatics like UL'DAH.
More than a few of our people were taken in by his promises. Followed him all the way to the wall. Good men and women who never came back. When Monago told us what had happened, how the bastard had made sacrifices of them for his twisted ritual, by Rolga, it filled me with an unholy fury. But what's done is done. Best we can do now is see that it wasn't all in vain.
That is why we are here today, sir, to see that some good comes of this tragedy. On behalf of the Eorzean Alliance, we do hereby extend a formal offer of military assistance to the Alamegan resistance.
Do you now? Well, go on then. I'm sure there's more to it than that. So that's the way of it, eh? The Alliance, hoping to avoid a direct confrontation with the superior forces of the Empire, wishes to engage them by proxy with our vastly inferior ones. My comrades and I must confer on your proposal. A moment, if you please.
Of course, Master Kemp. Take all the time you require.
Alright. So, let's see. Looks like the next quest is going to be over here somewhere. Here it is. And I see some new gear coming in. So, it would seem we find ourselves with a surfeit of free time. Ah, forgive me. You are free to look around Rhalgr's Reach. In fact, I would encourage you to do so. It'll give you a better grasp of our current circumstances. Thank you, Master Kemp. I believe we will do just that. Let us make the most of this opportunity and assess the Resistance's capabilities. Free to poke our noses wheresoever we will, eh? I like the sound of that. Well, I already know this place inside out. I can show you around if you like, Prince. Great, let's get started. Okay, Lisa's over there. I'll bet you think the Resistance is mostly made up of Alamegan Highlanders like me, but the truth is we don't even account for half. We've got ISHGARD from all the way over by the spine in here, and plenty of Seekers of the Sun like Nago. There's even some beastmen, well, beastwomen I suppose, like that one over there. She's an Ananta. They've been with us for a while now. Well, one of the smaller factions has. The rest won't have anything to do with us. We're no different from the Garleans to them. They keep to themselves, spending all their time crafting. Ananta make the most amazing jewelry, by the way. They use magics to twist metals and crystals into shapes you wouldn't believe. It's a pity people hardly ever get to see their work. But then most don't even know they exist. And that's enough about them, anyway. Let's take a closer look at the statue of Rhalgr, shall we? Alright, that takes us over here. That's an interesting new running animation there. Pretty awe-inspiring, isn't it? The Breaker of Worlds, who guided our ancestors to these lands all those centuries ago. Ida used to tell me the story on stormy nights. She wanted me to understand, to remember. At the end of the 5th Astral Era, when the waters rose higher and higher, people all across Eorzea beseeched the heavens for a sign, and lo, a burning star appeared in the eastern sky, and led the way to these mountains by DRAVANIA. They who were saved by his grace pledged to honor and revere him, to devote themselves to great works works without and within. A storm of blood approaches fast. Hell's open, heavens sweep, for no one soul doth lie beyond the measure of his reach. The last part was inscribed on this stone by a monk of the Fist of Rhalgr. Ida explained to me, a day will come bringing strife and sorrow that none may escape. Waste not these precious hours, but in quiet preparation make strong the body and mind. I don't know if that storm of blood is finally upon us, but if it is, I have to believe that everything we've been through, everything that has led us to this point, will see us through in the end. Ah, sorry. That was a bit melodramatic, wasn't it? Let's keep moving, shall we? Off to the infirmary. Okay, so it should be right inside here. This is the infirmary, as you can probably tell. Here's where the Resistance healers patch up the wounded and tend to the sick. No matter how carefully we plan our operations, casualties were inevitable. It's sad to think about, but it's also important to remember the cost, as Conrad would say. We should go. I'll show you the Aetheryte Plaza next. Not really necessary, I've already attuned to that one. Although I don't think I attuned to the one over there. I guess we got no choice, though. When you've seen one Aetheryte, you've seen them all, right? Not quite. This one's an older design, dating back decades to when the Fist of Rhalgr was still here. It may look a little different, but it works just as well as any other. I'll show you where the Sutlers are next, but don't forget to attune to the Aetheryte before we go. And indeed, we already did that. Some kind of path inside there. Arms, armor, potions, you name it, these folks have got it. The Resistance would be in a bad way without brave merchants to keep a provision. If you're short on anything, or if you need something repaired, there are people to speak to. These are the people to speak to. Oh, Alphinaud and Alcé are here. Why don't we see how they're getting on? Alright. So let's see. 255, we've got item level 270, so let's go with the Savage Might Materia. Come to take the measure of our friendly neighborhood merchants? They're a bold lot, that much is plain. If the Imperials found out they were peddling their wares to the Resistance, they would be lucky to escape with their lives. 'Tis a gamble, aye, and I admire their courage, but their motives could hardly be said to be altruistic. Ah, here you are. I've been looking all over for you. We finished discussing your proposal, and we're ready to receive you all back at the tent. I've sent someone to fetch Y'shtola and Kryl, so if you'd like to follow me. Alright, here we go.
Thank you all for waiting. We have reached a consensus. I, Conrad Kemp, do hereby accept the Eorzean Alliance's proposal. You must understand, however, that our cooperation comes with certain caveats.
Those caveats being...
I take no joy in this, just so you know. Were it within my power, I'd offer you more assistance. But the Resistance is far more fragmented than you realize. The men and women in my care belong to but one of many factions. Simply put, I can only speak for the people of Rhalgr's Reach. Now, I have every intention of appealing to the others, and I expect many will agree, but it will take time, and I cannot guarantee universal support.
Understood. I shall see that the Alliance is under no misapprehensions as to your position.
Much obliged. But that's not the whole of it. As you can imagine, the loss of those who cast their lot with the Griffin left us short on numbers. Some of our most trusted veterans died at the wall, and we've had to fill their posts with the young and inexperienced. Frankly, everything's in a right bloody mess.
Oh, we'd be more than happy to help you get back on your feet. If we're going to work together, we'll be doing ourselves a favor.
Well, there's no shortage of work to be done, that's for sure. We're in dire need of new blood, too.
Y'shtola and I could lend a hand in the infirmary. From what I saw, they could do with a few more healers.
Very well. I, for my part, shall return to the Rising Stones. I'm certain there are others among the Scions who would welcome the opportunity to fight for Alamegan liberation.
Is there anything else we can do to help?
I had something else in mind for you, lot. Monargo and Mefrid will tell you more.
Understood. We won't let you down.
Alright, Alisay is where we can complete this quest. Right then, Monargo and Mefrid are to be our keepers. Knowing not of what they require, one task is as good as the other. Make your choice, Prince. Alright, once again, 255. Let's grab this. Your Aether Compass may now be used to locate Aether currents in new regions. What, you mean I wasn't doing that already? If you have misplaced your compass, you may obtain another by speaking with Gibral at the Forgotten Knight, or Gulfrid at Ralger's Reach. Alright, Mefrid. At the risk of repeating myself, it's still hard for me to believe that we'd meet again here of all places. Though I reckon you probably don't remember me after all this time, eh? I'm trying to remember him now. Well, you see... No, 'twas a lifetime ago. There's no need to apologize, but know that down in Quarry Mill, we didn't forget about you, nor the lives you saved. As for me, I went to Little Alamigo while Galleon was recovering. Gundabald was my former commander and an old friend, and I had a lot on my mind. In the end, I decided to disband our unit. I told the men to live their lives as they saw fit. Some chose to remain in Little Alamigo, and others went to UL'DAH for work. As you can see, I chose to come back to DRAVANIA and join Comrade and the others. I've kept busy since then, ferrying people and provisions across the border and back. It's not been easy, but it's been fulfilling. Today, however, we'll be heading east into the peaks. Comrade thinks we might have luck finding new recruits in the village of Alagana. Alagana? If you're going there, you're taking me with you. Ah, that's right. You're from Alagana, aren't you, Lise? By all means, we'd welcome the company. There will be more to it than just asking around, but we can talk about it on the way. Make your preparations and meet me by the tunnel to the peaks. Alright, and then we've also got this quest from Monargo. Before we begin, I'd like to thank you and the Scions again for patching me up and after I bled all over your floor. I owe you my life, and I won't forget that. Furthermore, it was rude of me to run off without saying a word. It's all well and good me claiming my duties here couldn't wait, but a parting thank you was the very least you deserved. My apologies. And thank you. Now to business. Commander Kemp's entrusted me with a formal reply to be hand-delivered to the Alliance leadership. It covers everything we discussed, as well as detailing the disposition of our forces. What I need is an escort, 1 or 2 men at most, so we can make it to the wall swiftly and without attracting undue attention. Very well, I shall join you in this. General Alden commands the forces at Castrum Oriens. It should be simple enough to see it into his hands. Great, that's just what I wanted to hear. When you're ready to depart, meet me at the pass leading out of the Reach. Okay. So we have a choice to make, rather. Do we head back to find the general, or do we make our way over to the peaks? Let's take a quick look here, just to see if there's anything else. What is this? Sights of Crimson and Dawn. Let's also attune to the Aetheryte over here. If anybody wants to suggest which way we go, go ahead. I'm going to check this quest out. Anything that has a plus next to it, I'm going to be checking out. You have attuned yourself to all the Aethernet shards in Robber's Reach. The Fringe's Gate is now accessible as an Aethernet destination. The reason we're going to be checking out stuff with plus signs is because typically they open up new features in the game. That there's a sightseeing log, unless I'm mistaken. Do you perchance know a woman named Milith? Ha! What are the odds? Milith is my niece, lest you wonder, and she has told me much more about you in her letters. But where are my manners? Olger Ironheart, at your service. I'm an explorer like most of the clan, and my niece bade me share with you such knowledge I have accumulated. Here, lend me your log. Let's see now. Definitely there, and there, and there, and there. Yes, that ought to suffice. My explorations have taken me far and wide, but dearest to my heart are the regions of Alamigo, Beatrice in their ruggedness, and the lands of the Far East, glorious in their diversity. There are many wondrous sights to be seen in these places, and I've written down the directions to them. Some will prove more difficult to reach than the others, but if you're even half as resourceful as Milith says you are, I'm confident you will find them all. And with that, I shall leave you to resume your adventures. Go forth, my friend, and take in such breathtaking vistas as even my father, the great Rodard Ironheart, could not see in his lifetime. So, Stormblood entries have been added to your sightseeing log. You must be a disciple of war or magic at level 60 or above to record Stormblood vistas. Travel to the location indicated and fulfill the necessary conditions, and you will complete the entry for that vista, earning experience points in the process. Use your wits and notes provided by Olger to identify these stunning sights and the proper way to appreciate them, and see Alamigo and the Far East as only the greatest explorers have seen them. Alright, I never completed the sightseeing logs on this character, so it'll be interesting to see just how many of those we actually run across here. Let's just go ahead and expand this real quick. So, yeah, a bunch are in the fringes. Alright, so I think what we'll do is we will make our way first over to Rauban. Got everything you need? Good, then let us be off. Okay, so this is a special feature that they introduced for the game specifically for this period of time. Basically, as long as there is going to be high load on the servers, they've added 3 particular regions of, or 3 copies of the fringes, and this is going to be the case for all the different areas. I would say let's go into the one with the fewest people here, since we're not really journeying with anyone. Okay, that over there appears to be a stronghold for beastmen. Quiet, hear that? That was a cerulean engine backfiring. Imperials. Ye gods, you have the preternatural senses. I didn't hear a thing. When you grow up hunting in these lands, you learn to discern the sounds that could mean life and death, be they a predator or a patrol. From what I'm hearing, we have a 7-man patrol augmented with a single Magitech armor. Wide search pattern, divided into 2. No, 3 teams. I don't think they know we're here. It's risky, but we should split up and try to take them all by surprise at the same time. We don't want them calling reinforcements. 3 teams, 3 of us. Nothing for it then. Where are they? Head north. You should see them long before they see you. I'll deal with the ones to the south. The armor should be just to the west. Prince is best equipped to deal with that. We attack in 5. That should be enough time to get into position. Rendezvous on the west bank after. Any questions? No. Then good luck. Here's our destination point. Alright, and we're hearing the new battle theme here. Alright, this actually seems a bit out of the way now here. Let's see what I can do with that. Maybe I could throw it onto here? Yeah, that might work. Okay, and as we can see, we're starting to get a little bit of our bar here. It looks like everything went to plan. Not that I'm surprised, the 3 soldiers I faced didn't put up much of a fight. Most of the Imperials we get out here are conscripts from other provinces with little training, and even less conviction. It's grim work, killing men and women like that, but I don't doubt they'd do the same to you if the roles were reversed. And don't you dare pity a man in armor. Conscript or no, a soldier piloting one of those can kill a dozen good men in the blink of an eye. Not that I need to tell you that, after what happened at the wall. Alright. Once again, let's go with the materia. Right. I believe we've rested long enough. We should resume our journey before someone notices their missing patrol. Alright, so let's make our way back up to here. We're clear. Only Alliance patrols ahead. You said the forces at Castrum Oriens were under the command of the Flame General Roban Alden, did you not? By Rhalgr, the Bull of Alamigo himself. I never dreamed I'd have a chance to meet the legend. We are just about back into town. And let's speak to Roban.
It is good to see you again, my friends. I hope you are here to tell me you have made contact with the Resistance.
We are, General. Allow me to introduce Monargo of Rhalgr's Reach.
At your service, sir. And may I say what an absolute honor it is to stand before the Bull of Alamigo.
These are not the Blood Sands, girl. You and I are but soldiers on a battlefield fighting for the same cause.
As you say, General. On behalf of Commander Kemp of the Alamigan Resistance, I present to you our formal response.
She does seem a bit starstruck.
Good. I'm glad we've reached an accord. Though I was not aware you had suffered such losses.
Aye. Some of our finest took part in the Griffin's doomed assault, and we've been struggling to find new recruits ever since. The massacres cast a pall over the whole Resistance, and many who might once have been open to joining us have since thought better of it.
After all of the Griffin's false promises, one can hardly blame them. They have no desire to give their lives for a lost cause.
We will not lie to them. This is war, and lives will be lost. Yet what we offer is not the fever dream of a madman, but true hope.
The people need proof of this, Father. Let us show it to them. I say we stand shoulder to shoulder with our new allies and engage the Garleans in open warfare. The Resistance must demonstrate that they can hold their own against Imperial regulars. And with our assistance, I am confident they can do just that. If we can achieve even a token victory, I believe it will serve to rekindle the hope of the Alamigan people and inspire them to rise up once more.
Aye. Once word spread that we'd want to battle against the Garleans, I'd wager we'd have new recruits flocking to us from malms around. The question is, when and where do we strike?
I'm glad you asked. I have a plan.
Our scouts recently informed me of an interesting development at Castellum Velodina, namely the arrival of a shipment rumored to have come from research and development facilities near the capital, containing prototype Magitech armor. It is our assessment that this armor is to be field tested here, most likely against Alliance forces, mayhap before the day is out. Damn it all. More Magitech weapons. That's the last thing we need. Your concern is not unwarranted, but we needn't despair just yet. The shipment is thought to have contained a single heavy unit and one or possibly two support units. With a well-laid ambush, we are confident we can destroy them all, thus hindering their development and delaying future deployment. And should we carry this out in a joint endeavor with the Resistance, they will have their rallying cry. It would mean dropping all pretense about the Alliance not wanting to go to war with the Empire, but you'd have a lot more folk willing to stand up and fight if they knew they weren't alone. And you were going to have to do it eventually anyway. Exactly. And so what I propose is simple. We harry their patrols to bait them into bringing their prototype weapon to East End, where our Resistance allies will take them from behind. Simple indeed, and well within our capabilities. I see no reason to delay, especially if a field test is imminent. What say you? Assuming the Vice Marshal's intelligence is accurate, I agree with his assessment and fully support his plan. I shall notify my comrades at once. Understood. I shall have one of my men bring you the details of the plan anon. And we, for our part, will be fighting with the Alliance, yes? I somehow doubt you were intending to sit this one out. Alright, let's see what we've got here. I'm gonna grab that just for when I do go to level up my healing class. Just to review real quick here, the classes I have leveled here, I've got Paladin, White Mage, and Dragoon leveled. I was in the process of working on Dark Knight and Warrior before the expansion came out. We've been careful to avoid needless show of force this side of the wall, but that's all about to change, and when it does, you may be sure they'll send their new toys out to entertain us. I would ask you to participate in this operation, but from that look, I see it as a foregone conclusion. My thanks. Per Pippin's plan, we need to turn East End into an Imperial graveyard. You're a dab hand at this, and I'd be a fool not to use you. Head to this spot on your map, right here, aye. A patrol should be along shortly. Deal with them, then rendezvous with the rest of us at this location. Go well, Prince. Alrighty. And it looks like we've got a bunch of quests over here as well now. Let's see. How many of them are pluses? Just one, it looks like. PrinceBrightstar of the Twin Adders? Just the man I wanted to see. We've misplaced a number of Garlean drones taken from Baelsar's wall. And by misplaced, I mean the damn thing sprang to life and stormed out of the base. They need to be dealt with before any civilians come to harm. Being familiar with Magitech as you are, I can think of no one better to assist us. If you would be willing to help, go and speak with Lieutenant Gnibantha. She is overseeing the initiative to terminate the drones. And this is a quest that we do want to complete because this is going to give us one of those Aether Currents we need to start flying. Ah, PrinceBrightstar. Your assistance is greatly appreciated. The drones were not in our possession for very long, but a cursory inspection showed they are made with a heretofore unknown metal alloy. They are all but impervious to traditional firearms, which is why we commissioned Garland Ironworks to fashion a weapon capable of penetrating their armor. It has since been fitted to a suit of Magitech armor, which I would ask you to pilot. If I am not mistaken, this would not be your first time you've piloted one of these suits. It should take you no time then to familiarize yourself with the controls. Now, the drones last sighted due east of here, and to the north along the UL'DAH River. I fear recapturing them is out of the question, so do whatever you deem necessary to stop them. Alright, we are in Magitech armor. So we're going to take care of this quest, and then we'll proceed on with the other quest here. Okay, there we go. I'm actually getting a bit of help from all the other players in the area here, though. Let's see. The other one is up there. Here we go. The weapons on this are a little bit different than the previous Magitech armors. Alright, let us go and help out with the main story quest now here. Alright, let's start using the new ability that we've got here. Let's also bring Hadred out. There we go. Oh wow, we can... That's a new feature. We're able to see when enemies are casting things. Hadred, what did you get yourself into here? Just taking a quick look at what we've got here for the different challenges. We've actually got quite a lot of experience that we can get just simply from completing these here. Now, we completed most of the Leave Quest ones already. We just need 4 more to get this little bit here. All went to plan then? Good. Our scouts report that a unit is escorting the prototype weapon has left Castellum Veladina. The resistance is already in position, so we have but to wait for our guests to arrive. Okay, duty calls. Let us, before we do that, since this is a duty, I would say let's go ahead and have something to eat here, so we can get some better stats. Anything else? I think that's good for now.
Things looked grim for us after Cartano, didn't they? Oh, how they doubted us. Yet here we are, right as rain, with fancy new toys to put through their paces.
And that face we should recognize because we just saw him at the end of the final patch for Heaven's Ward.
It's like all my name days have come at once.
Didn't you say that last time?
Well, 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 if it isn't Garland's little troublemaker. I can't wait to see the look on Xenos' face when I bring him your head. That is, if my secret weapons here don't grind it into mush. Attack!
Alrighty, here we go. Oh! We got kicked out of it. That must be part of what the messages we've been seeing every now and then saying there are issues with the instance servers. Let's give this another try here. Okay, hopefully it loads in this time. And it does not appear to be doing so. Okay. Hopefully this will at least kick us back out to the field then in just a moment here. Once again, I was kind of expecting this to happen. You typically don't go through the launch of an expansion without 1 or 2 glitches. Yeah, okay, so we're gonna have to wait a little bit here on this particular one. While we're waiting for the servers to kind of get fixed here, let's travel to the south a bit here. I do kind of want to just take a quick look around the area and see if we can get more of those Aether Currents. Whatever this bitter mill is here, it seems like it's been completely destroyed. Let's see if we can take on a fate over here. Yeah, this is kind of what I was expecting fates to look like. From what I understand, there are like bonuses going on for different fates, and they're now scaling with the number of players that are participating. I have no idea what that ability was just now. Alright, that should clear up that fate. Yep, there we go. And that's quite a bit of experience there as well. Alright, let's go and turn in that other quest that we completed. And then we'll try to get into the instance again. Welcome back. I take it the drones have been disposed of? Then, excellent work. We were quite fortunate for your presence. Save for Lieutenant Gniptha, none of my men can even activate a suit of Magitech armor, let alone pilot one in combat. I only pray that isn't to our detriment in the future. There's still plenty more of those drones out there along Baelsar's wall. If any more of them should suddenly stir. At any rate, we will continue working with Garland Ironworks so that, should such a day come, we will be ready. Alrighty, there is the next portion of the Aether Current we need. Alright, let's try to get into that instance again. Alright, so they're still saying to not access the duty finder. Hopefully we can get in. Since this should not be the duty finder here. Although it is technically an instance. Alright, it kicked us out pretty quickly there. Let's try one more time. We may not be able to do much if this continues here, at least in terms of this path. We can head back over to Rhalgr's Reach and see through on the other quest line that we have as part of the main scenario. And it's looking more likely that we'll have to do that here. Yeah, we're still still at this black screen here. Hopefully it kicks us back out soon enough here. There we go. All right, so here's what we're gonna do here, given the current circumstances here. We're going to I'm gonna take a 5-minute break here, since I've been going for about 2 hours and 10 minutes at this point here, and then we will try this one more time in about 5 minutes once I'm done with that little break. And then if we still can't get in, then we'll proceed over to the other portion of the main scenario. Alright, we are back. Let's take a quick look here. Let's see, that's the same message as before. Let me turn this off. There we go. Alright, let's try one more time to get in. Yeah, we're not able to get in right now. So, what we're going to do is we're going to head back over to Rhalgr's Reach. And we are going to pick up that other portion of the main scenario. And then we will come back to this later on. Alright, there's Mefrid. Hopefully by the time we reach a duty on this side, we'll be able to actually get into things. This tunnel will take us all the way to the peaks. We're on a mission for Comrade to Alagana. Clear the barricade if you would. Aye, sir. Shouldn't take more than a moment. There are more villages there than out here, but also more Imperials keeping a close eye on things. We'll need to tread carefully. Okay. Once again, let's go for the one with the least number of players.
I remember the peaks of DRAVANIA, silent watchmen that would stand long after we were gone. We came seeking allies to join us in the fight against the Empire. People who had had enough. People who had suffered every possible indignity. Who had been treated like animals, day after day after day.
Alright, here we go. Let's speak to Mefrid again. We've a glamour in place here too, as you may have noticed. So far as the Imperials are concerned, this is not more than a testament to the savage impulses of the lesser race. Remember though, once we leave these ruins, we'll have no glamours to conceal us. The villages to the east, keep watch for patrols as we move. Looks like it's starting to become evening here on the, in UL'DAH. Nary an Imperial in sight. That's a mercy. Alagana's due east, past the bridge. Follow me, it's not much further. Oh, we got a fate here. Let's go ahead and take this thing on. That's a lot of AoEs going out. appears these are Kikrin that we're fighting here. We saw a lot of them in Thanalan. So it looks like what we need to do for this fate is actually protect someone. And with all the Kikrin around, that kind of makes sense here if somebody's trying to get away or something. Let's see. Residents of ABALATHIA tend not to stray too far from their protective walls of their humble hamlet, but when they do, a Kikrin bandit is usually there waiting to steal their clothes, their coin, or worse, their lives. Escorts are thoroughly appreciated and handsomely paid. Now, this is just about done. And there we go. Okay, there is the new town. And I see a dungeon in this area. You can rest easy. We made it. This is ABALATHIA. It feels strange coming home like this. I always imagined would be... Oh, sorry. That has nothing to do with why we're here. We need recruits. Aye, we do. But as I said back at the Reach, it's a little more complicated than just asking for volunteers these days. As you know, we're short-handed because many of our people were taken in by the Griffin's promises and went to the wall, never to return. It wasn't just them, though. Folks from all over, including some of my former comrades, answered his call to arms. As for why we came to this particular village, it's rumored that ABALATHIA lost a few youths as well. If there's truth to that, then there could be others sympathetic to the cause. Then again, after the Griffin's betrayal, they may also be suspicious of outsiders claiming allegiance to the Resistance, and rightfully so. So with all that in mind, how are we supposed to convince them to join? I mean, I knew it wouldn't be as simple as giving a speech to the village square. Not if you didn't want the place to be burned to the ground, no. You might as well piss in the Viceroy's eye. We'll need to be a good deal more circumspect than that. You never know when an Imperial spy is listening. We must speak with the Elder first. I know for a fact he can be trusted. We'll listen to what he has to say and then decide what to do after. Sounds like a plan. Let's hope there are still some brave men and women here willing to fight. Okay. Let's pick up this quest here. Ragnfrid, the village elder, is over by the shore. No time like the present. Let's have a word. Well, before we do that, we have an Aetheryte we need to attune to. Alright. Don't know you, traveler. You a merchant? You'll not find much custom here. Greetings and well met, Elder, and sincerest apologies that I did not send word ahead of our arrival. Too long have I been away from UL'DAH, and I would know of your recent troubles. Ah, you are comrades of Mefred. I see, I see. Speak on, though I suspect I know your purpose. The Griffin came with many men, and left with many more. Such is the rumor. Is this true? He lit a fire in the hearts of the... and then dangled a dream before their tired eyes. And now you come to steal away what few remain. The Griffin was a traitor and a madman, and we had no part in his schemes. We have made an agreement with the Alliance. This time it will be different. This time, cold comfort to the dead, and the ones they left behind. How much more must we give before you've had your fill? But surely you hate the Empire as much as we do. They took our lands, our traditions, even our god, and they damned a fifth of what little we've got left. I hate the bastards, with every fiber of my being. But hate's not enough, Mefred. I can't. We can't keep doing this. I'll not tell anyone you came, but you need to go. Now, leave us be and never return. You've no right to speak to us like that. I've got a quarry that was producing barely enough to keep us fed, and that was before half our young men and women went off to die for your bloody cause. So yes, I've got every right to tell you to leave my village. No, you don't, because it's my village too, my home. What in the hells are you on about? Wait, I know those eyes. You're one of Curtis's girls. Lise Hex, and I'm here. I'm here to take back my homeland. By Rhalgr, the last time I saw you, you were... I didn't even know if you were still alive. I never thought you would come. I almost didn't. And my sister never will. Lots of others won't either, and that's why we've got to carry on the fight. You even sounded like him. As you say, I've got no right to tell you to leave. UL'DAH is much your home as it is mine. But I say to you again, we can give no more. Yes, I heard you the first time. Let's go. Alright, so let's head over here for the next part of the quest. That could have been handled better, but what's done is done. At least we've been granted permission to stay. I was hoping Ragnfrid might help us to recruit some of his people, but that clearly isn't going to happen. If we're to convince any of them to join, we'll first need to regain their trust. It's risky and it's hardly subtle, but I say we approach the villagers directly, see what problems they've got, and if we can do anything to help. Makes sense to me. Let's split up and ask around. Alright, once again this is 255. A new face in UL'DAH. Huh. What would you ask of me, then? A stranger and a generous soul besides? Bollocks. There's not more suspicious than a good Samaritan. On the other hand, if you were an Imperial agent, I'd expect you to go about your business with more discretion. Bugger me. You really are here to help, aren't you? Very well. I'll take up I'll take you up on your offer, stranger. My little brother's working the rocks by Grim and Enid. He's got something for me. Can you go and get it? Right then. Frightened Curl is his name. Ask him for the leftovers, he ought to understand. Alright, and so that sends us back to the west. And we've also got this quest here. You best keep your distance, if you know what's good for you. Say your piece and move on. Looking for folks down on their luck? Congratulations, you found one. As you can see, my leg ain't what it used to be. Some days I can hardly walk for the pain. Mornings are the worst, especially after cold nights. Hard labor is right out. Too much pain and trouble for others. Here's a tea, what helps with it, though. I'd need to grind chapil horns and hornbill claws for the blend. Eh? You'll go and get some for me, just like that? You needn't trouble yourself so. Alright, and it looks like those are going to be to the west as well. Got some unique monsters here, that's for certain. Alright, so it looks like people are actually going to be focusing on trying to take down monsters for completing that particular quest. Hopefully we can find one of the ones that we're looking for over here instead. Here we go. Alright, it looks like we need to get the first tag in order to actually get, basically get the kill. Here we go. Alright, there's the first one we're looking for. And I think I see the other target right here. Alright, that clears up that quest. Let's now make our way to the west and turn in the other one. Or not turn in, but rather check out the what we need to gather. The leftovers. Oh hey, we leveled up to level 61. apparently there is an aether current to the north here. Let's check that out. Right up there. Alright, so we're making our way to the south now to go and turn this in. Here for the leftovers, are you? Not like my brother to send someone in his stead, but so be it. It's all in the sacks over yonder. They're bleeding heavy, mind, so be careful when you pick them up. Alright, and let us teleport back over. And let's start turning these in. Ah, the new face. You have my leftovers? Huh, well, I'll be. You actually went and brought the whole lot. Much obliged, much obliged. It's saltpeter for making fire sand, in case you're curious what it's all for. The rocks by the lakes got good deposits. Tain't hard for my brother to pass for any other plotting quarrymen, all the while sweeping bits and pieces off to the side, to bundle up and sell to the settlers what trade with the resistance. It's a living and a way of fighting back besides. Our way of spitting in the Guardian's eye for putting our fathers in an Imperial uniform and shipping him off to some faraway province 15 years ago. Don't know if he's dead or alive even. Though, if he were alive, he'd not be long for this world if we were caught fighting for the Resistance. So this is the best we can do. That's the long and short of it. We do what we can, though we know it's not enough. I think you'll find that most folk here ain't much different. Everybody's got a reason, but in the end, the result is the same. I suppose I just wanted to know is all. That we know why you're here. And that even if we can't join you, we wish we could. Alright, let's go turn in the other. You've been gone a while. What brings you back to UL'DAH? Let's hand these over. Oh, I never meant to... I mean, in times like these, you never think people will actually This country's hard on people. But it's not just that. The Imperials, they've made it known I'm not to be helped. A dead man's good for one lesson, you know, whereas a live one... You're with the Resistance, right? I suppose there's no reason not to tell you then. My father, God rest his soul, was deathly sick at the time, and so I'd gone out into the forest, spear in hand to gather herbs. And then I had the good fortune to run into an Imperial patrol. My weapon marked me as a rebel, or so they said. Not that it made any difference if I'd fought back. I knew what a lot of them were about to the moment that Centurion laid eye on me. Didn't matter in the end, of course. Some people just like to hurt others, and by the time I limped back to the hut, it was too late for my father. Too late for me, too, and many others, I imagine. Help them, too, if you're like. They'll be grateful and say thank you. But beyond that, I wouldn't hope for much. That's not the person I'm looking for. Here we go. Ah, there you are, Prince. I've been trying to help the villagers deal with this food shortage of theirs. Recently, the Imperials have been swooping into villages unannounced and seizing supplies in order to prevent the people from stockpiling, in case they might be in league with the Resistance. It's not much, but I've taught them a few tricks to better hide what little they've got left. How's Lise getting on, by the way? You'd think people would be more inclined to trust a local girl, assuming they remember her, that is. Well, Lise is back here. Let's see. No, I didn't mean to. And where were you these past 20 years? Where were you when we were being ground under the Black Wolf's boot? On the other side of his bastard wall? Living the high life, I wager? That's not fair. Oh, and who's this? Another one of your freedom-loving friends, deigning to help us poor unfortunate souls? Trying to whip us into a frenzy so we'll go and storm a castrum with our pickaxes and shovels? Leave, all of you, before you bring a cohort down on us all. And you, don't you dare speak like you're one of us. You can't even begin to understand what we've been through. You weren't here, Lise. You weren't here. This is my home, and I love it with all my heart. And if you truly have any love for it too, you'll keep us out of your doomed rebellion. He has a point. No matter what I say or do, it doesn't change the fact I left them behind. But this isn't about me, or anyone else. It's about Al Amigo. Let's go and find Mefred. Well, it looks like Mefred is back over here now. Looks like the Elder wasn't the only one unwilling to hear us out. Can't blame them, given what happened at the wall. I thought I might be able to appeal to them as a fellow. I don't know. But if anything, it just made them angrier. I haven't lived through it like they have. I can't claim to know the struggle like they do either, Lise. I ran too, but if I hadn't, I'd have never met Prince or the rest of you. And we might not be here today in a position to make a difference. So I don't regret my choices, nor will I apologize for them. There's more than one way to fight. Help! Someone, anyone! We need help! I don't like the sound of that one bit. Come on. Mukrata, he... The Tribunum, and the bloody ratmen. They... Damn it all. You there, take a breath. And tell us what happened. It was all business as usual. The Tribunum's due soon, and we were taking it to the Imperials when the Kikuran attacked. They took my brother and our money. Took him where? Ruins to the south of here. It was just an old temple before they came in. Listen, Kurata's the only family I've got left. If I lose him, The Ziggurat. If the Ratman took him there, he's as good as dead. We've got to get after them. If there's even a chance her brother is still alive, we have to try. You're right, Lise. We've got to help them. If not for the missing man, then for the Tribunum. The Garleans won't suffer excuses if they're late. Alright, what do we have here? Once again, I'll go ahead and grab those. So Kurata's been being held somewhere at the Ziggurat to the south, which has been taken over by a host of Kikuran bandits. That about covers it, then. Be prepared for a fight. They may not be the most challenging foes, but there's sure to be a lot of them. Alright, let's make our way south, then. Alright, let's join in on this fate here. I'm loving this AoE that's going all around. We should be done pretty quickly here. There we go. We're gonna have to take care of this guy here. Let's bring Hadrid back out. Please, let me go. I'm begging you. I don't want to die. Hear that? I think it came from the top of the ziggurat. Who dares come to loot our man-flesh? Ours to eat, ours to eat. We knew it'd come to this. Kill them quick, before they alert the others. Alright, let's continue on. There's the next destination. Alright. My Ralger, what did I ever do to deserve this? I've gone to bed hungry for months. I'm skin and bones. I'd hardly make a snack, much less a meal. Oh, you found him! Wait, are you here to rescue me? Your sister sent us. It's going to be alright. My sister? Oh, Ralger be praised, she's safe. And you lot fought your way in here just for me? To think there are still good, brave folk in this world. We should go before the Kukrin return in force. Do you still have the Tribunum? Oh gods, the Tribunum. The Imperials will be wondering where I am. I have to go. What? Right now? In your condition? You don't understand. We were given a warning last month for being short. If I don't make it in time, there's no telling what will happen to me and my sister. Alright, let's turn in this quest. I'm glad we saved him, but seeing him run off like that, I've got a bad feeling about this. Listen, Prince, Mefrid, I think we need to go after Werkrata. Wait, you had better not be thinking of stopping him. You heard what he said. If they don't pay one way, they'll pay another. I know that, I do, and I don't want to interfere. I just want to see that he makes it there safely. If that's the sum of it, then fine. Let's head down and see if we can't pick up his trail. And it's quite the drop. Upon closer inspection, you find nothing of interest. Upon closer inspection, you find nothing of interest. And perhaps something out here, then. Nothing of interest here either. Chocobo feather. That's probably a good sign. In the dirt, you spy a chocobo feather. Any luck? A chocobo feather, is it? Aye, by my reckoning, it came from Warkrata's bird, in which case... There's a collapsed bridge just around the bend. Hug the rocks and stick to the shadows. We'll find them soon enough. Alright. There's our destination. Any minute now. I expect he'll come thundering round the bend and... Hear that? Get to cover quickly now.
Are they Imperials?
Worse. Skulls. Listen, Lise. Whatever happens, stay hidden and do not intervene. Understood?
What?
You there! Halt! You know you shouldn't be here. Explain yourself.
Forgive me, sir. I came to deliver the tributum.
Oh, aye. A likely story. Only a fool would dare to come so late. Or, mayhap, a resistance spy.
No! No, you've got it all wrong. I was waylaid by bandits. It's not my fault.
I said halt!
Is this a joke? You don't seriously expect us to believe this is a fit? How stupid do you think we are?
It is, I swear, on my mother's life.
Spare us. You came late, you lied about bandits, and then you tried to cheat the Empire of its due.
Think you can kill them all? Including the ones watching from the tower? Even if you did, others would come for him and his family. You'd be condemning them all to a life of hard labor, assuming they didn't just execute them, that is.
But it isn't fair.
It's your bloody fault we're stuck out here patrolling this god's-forsaken wasteland. It's your fault I have to listen to people go on and on about how Alan Egan's can't be trusted. I've worked and toiled harder than any man. I'm a citizen, goddammit. And what are you? A stupid, stubborn little dog who'd sooner bite the hand that feeds him and pine for the good old days.
That's enough! Lord Xenos is expecting our report.
I bet the poor bastard can't believe his luck. He gets to go home. We should do the same.
Alrighty. Let's speak with Mefrid. I heard their commander was keen-eyed, but gods, that was a near thing. It tears me up inside to see our own kinsmen doing the bidding of the Viceroy. They made their choice, and if it comes to it, I'll cut down every last one of them myself. Alright, let's see what we got here. Nothing we're really going to be able to use, so materia it is. Recruita's alive, and the Tributum's been paid. That's all that matters for now. I, for one, would rather not wait around to see if the Skulls decide to return. We'd best get back to Alagana and tell Ragnfrid his man got the job done. Alright, so for that... Actually, let me check the compass first. You know what? We can take a moment here and just look for that real quick. Can't be that far. There it is. Okay, so we're gonna have to head up there. I get the feeling there's another place I should be looking. Yeah, something like this. Okay, where's the next one? To the southeast, and we really don't have anything going on over there just yet, so let's teleport back over to Alagana. We owe you a debt of gratitude for what you did. Recruita told me everything. How you fought with the Kukrin and saved his life. For all the good it did, we saw what happened when he met with the Skulls. How they beat him half to death. We could have stopped them. I reckon you could. Mifred's a warrior, as is your comrade, and you're strong like your father, that much is plain. But I thank Roger you did not, because it would not have ended with them. Mercrata and his sister would have been branded insurgents, if not the whole lot of us. Bones heals, scars fade, but the dead remain dead. We're alive, and that's more than can be said for only the gods know how many others. That's enough for you, is it? To put up with whatever they do to you, so long as you get to see another day? That's right. You grit your teeth and learn to live with the pain. I'll admit I was quick to judge you, Lise, and for that I apologize. I know you and yours mean well, I do, but I'm telling you, God's in the heavens as my witness. What we've got nothing left to give. We can't help you. I understand. Thank you for your honesty. She may say it, but she doesn't mean it, nor would I expect her to. Her father was stubborn as an ox, too. If she's set on walking the same path, I but pray she won't follow it to the same end. Alright. Well, she took it better than I anticipated, which isn't saying much, I suppose. We should go and see if she's alright. Alright, one thing I should note is I am starting to hear some activity outside where I am. If that becomes too loud, I may have to put a pause on things for a short time until that goes by. At which point I would probably take up some lunch or something like that. But hopefully it doesn't come to that just yet. Sorry about running off like that. Alamegans terrorizing their own? I just can't accept it, you know? No matter what he thinks, they shouldn't have to put up with it, day after day after day. I'm not completely naive, you know? I didn't expect them to storm a castrum with their pickaxes and shovels, or whatever it was. Nor did I expect Mercrata to just lie there in the dirt while they kicked him. I can't claim to know their pain, but I barely remember this place, or even my father's face. But I remember Ida's. I remembered how scared she was when we ran, and that look in her eyes when she talked about home. Her home, but not mine, is it? There you are, Lise. I've been looking all over for you. Well, you've found me. Got something else to say? Aye, that I do. I said some things to you before that I shouldn't have. 'Twasn't my place to do so, and I'm sorry. All that rubbish I spouted about how I loved my village, but when one of ours was in need, I was cowering here with all the others. I didn't even think to go after Mercrata, but you did. Made me feel like a bloody hypocrite I am. If I truly cared for my people, I'd fight for them. So I will, if you'll have me. You're asking to join the Resistance? When you put it like that, I suppose I am. But not just me. There are others I know who've been thinking about it for a while now. There's not many of us, and we're not hardened warriors like you lot, but if your heart bleeds for Alamigo, then that's good enough for me. You and yours are more than welcome at Roger's Reach. Thank you, sir. You won't regret this. I'll go and speak with the others and send word when we're ready. Still think this isn't your home? No, I was just thinking out loud. And with that, my friends, our mission is concluded. Let us return to the Reach. Alright. Indeed, let us return to Rhalgr's Reach. Let's see. I would say at this point we're going to have to switch this thing on just so we're not constantly trying to scroll all the way down. Now what we're going to do is we're going to see if we can now get into that battle back on the fringes here, and hopefully we'll actually be able to get into that. So we can actually progress on that story. I see a B rank here, but we won't be able to do anything with it right now. Alright, let's give this another try here.
Things looked grim for us.
Alright, yeah, so this is still kicking me out at this point here. I'm also noticing that that noise I'm hearing outside is actually getting quite a bit louder at this point here, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to take on this fate right now, but then once that's done, I'm going to take a break so that hopefully these noises outside can basically do what they're doing here, and then hopefully get out. Unfortunately, I don't really have any control over that. All I can really do here is just at least try to present a good show when I can here. What I'll do in the meantime during the break, aside from getting us something to eat here, I'm also going to work on completing what duties I can if I'm able to get into anything, so that way I can try to level up through that method, and then when we rejoin, hopefully I'll be a little bit closer to level 62 here. Alright, so that takes care of that fate. So at this point, yes, I am going to, given with all the noise that's happening outside, and given that I don't want it to really interrupt the show here, I am going to take a break from here, and then I will go live once again once we are finally not dealing with all the noise I'm hearing, and hopefully by then they'll also have the issue with being able to join these duties resolved, and we'll kind of take it from there. And yeah, until then, this is PrinceBrightstar signing off. I'll catch you then.